It's hard to win in this league.
It is. It is. And you need a guy with some confidence to you. Not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts don't have that. You know who has that? The best quarterback in the league besides
I need to know what this means, by the way. What is an equal opportunity hater? Please tell me.
I'm not a hater. I am not a hater.
Because I am an equal opportunity hater, not you.
Yeah. He's saying you are, not
Yeah.
us, Jalen.
You listen. If you look at this, look at me look at this. You look at me, Browns fan, been destroyed my whole life, heartbreak. Lions fan, been destroyed my whole life. I know how hard it is to win. So when I taste that, I want it. It's like the dopamine feeling. You Eagles fans, you beat Tom Brady, and then you're so great, and then you get this guy, Jalen Hurts. He's gonna be the man. I haven't seen it yet. Where is he at?
Let's talk about the Aidan Hutchinson injury. Jalen, when I saw it, I was devastated, not only for you, but for Lions fans nationwide. And again, we talked about it earlier in the show. Do they go after Max Crosby? Do they not? I don't know. But I got to tell you what, man, Aidan Hutchinson, he's a lot like TJ Watt to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where we have seen the Steelers defense without TJ Watt. They're not the same defense. Are you concerned about that as a Lions fan? That's why we have you on the show today. You're our Detroit Lions expert. Are you concerned about the loss of Hutchinson and the impact it has on the defense?
First of all, I'd like to say prayers up to Hutch. Get well soon, buddy. You're a monster. You're an absolute monster, and I love you. And we're riding with you, buddy, the whole way. But yeah, man, this was tough. Tough pill to swallow. I kind of felt how you did when Wentz got hurt back in the day. When you texted me and said,
"Cried all night." Never forget that night, Josh. I cried all night that night. I thought our Super Bowl hopes was over. And not that I didn't have trust in Nick Foles, but he was literally the MVP of the league.
Yeah, I was in your boat, Brandon. Tears came to my eyes, and we were whooping the Cowboys. So I said,
running offensive linemen out there to run around. So you guys hate the Cowboys more than we do.
Oh yeah, Brandon. I wanted to text you and say you're welcome. Because I know you appreciated that.
Oh, I did. That was the most entertaining game I think I've saw in like 10 years.
So I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna go upstairs, go get some food, and I come back downstairs, and my dad said Hutch just snapped his leg, and I just immediately just lost it. I didn't know what to do. I watched it over again. It was disgusting, and man, I don't know what this means, but one thing for sure is Dan Campbell and them boys ain't gonna quit. We've seen that. So if we win the Super Bowl this year, that one's definitely for you, Hutch. But it's a tough hit, but we're not gonna quit. And anyone who watches that and knows how Dan Campbell is knows that we're going to be A-okay. And it might suck defensively, but we're not going to quit.
Josh, how about you? Go ahead.
So I have not seen the injury yet because sometimes I get a little squeamish.
You can hear it on the broadcast, by the way.
I get a little squeamish at those types of things, so I have chosen not to watch it. Maybe I will, but just
don't.
Just not right now. But man, I picked Hutch to win Defensive Player of the Year.
We both did
before the season. I picked Amon-Ra St. Brown to win Offensive Player of the Year at the start of the season, which I still think he can. But my perspective on this is I think this puts a little more pressure on the Lions offense to put up points. Now, we've seen over the course of the season that they can do it. Clearly, Jalen...
49 points. Just throw that out there.
No, Jalen, I understand that. I'm saying we've seen that they're capable of putting up like a huge amount of points. But when you lose one of your biggest pieces on defense, or actually in this case, your biggest piece, I think that does put a little more pressure on your offense. Would you agree with that, Jalen?
I fully agree with that, Josh. And here's the thing: this team likes pressure, and I think Hutch is our rock now. I think we're gonna compete so well. We're gonna play every game like it's our last game because of Hutch. Because those guys, I don't know if I know Brandon. I know you're on TikTok, but I don't know if you ever see the Lions like locker room speeches after the game. We're all doing this for Hutch now. This isn't just a regular season. This means something. This is for big man over there, and I agree, and I think we can do it because I think this team likes pressure.
All right. Well, speaking of big game this weekend, the Detroit Lions 4-1, Minnesota Vikings 5-0, and not only these two teams, but you got the Green Bay Packers, you got the Chicago Bears, who me and Jalen have gone back and forth on, me and Josh went back and forth on. Turns out this is literally the best division in all of football. Each team has 4 wins. Each team has the 4 best point differentials in the National Football League. Minnesota, though, coming off a bye, and there is a data point in there that I will tell you, and Jalen, you will like this stat. This is why I believe this game is actually more important to Minnesota than it is Detroit, because this year, the team that has played the Detroit Lions every week, the next week, they have lost. And they have most of the time gotten blown out. And why is that? It's because of the Lions' physicality. So, with that in mind, even though they lost Hutchinson, the Lions are going to be really good. I want to see Minnesota. I want to see what they got here against Detroit.
I think. Okay, first of all, I understand why they kept Jets Steelers in at as Sunday Night Football, but I wish this game had been flexed into Sunday Night Football. I know it's only week 7, but these are the top 2 teams in the NFC North. They're 2 of the top teams in the NFC right now. I think it's more likely Detroit ends up in the Super Bowl than Minnesota, but you can't just dismiss the Vikings. So I would have liked to see this game get flexed into Sunday Night Football. But I want to see how Detroit changes their defense, because you know what you're going to get with Minnesota in terms of their offense. With those receivers on the outside, Sam Darnold has been playing really well for them. So how does Detroit change defensively to make up for the loss of Aidan Hutchinson to get after Sam Darnold? That's the key for me in this game.
I agree, and I think Jared Allen, my bad. I just got Cavs newsfeed on my phone. I think Jared Goff has to come out early, and he has to come out hot. He has to, because boys, am I wrong to say that Jared Goff's playing MVP football right now?
I've been telling Josh since about midway through last year, I think Jared Goff's the best quarterback in the conference.
Okay, by the way, Jalen, I will admit it right here, right now. I was 100% wrong about Jared Goff in Detroit.
Thank you, sir.
I was 100% wrong. He has completely proved me wrong. Let me just explain why I was taking the stance I did about Hendon Hooker. It's because I saw how well he played at Tennessee, specifically in that Alabama game, and it felt like at the time when Detroit made that trade and then drafted Hendon Hooker, I'm like, okay, Jared Goff is probably just going to be used as like a placeholder to bridge the gap to Hendon Hooker. Jared Goff said, no, I'm not a placeholder. I'm not a bridge quarterback. I'm going to go out there and ball. I think a huge piece of that has got to go to the weapons the Lions have put around him, though. The 2-headed monster at running back, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I loved that pick for the Lions when they took Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, absolutely. I texted Brandon. I said, this backfield is going to be so dangerous. And it is. We're the new.
Jalen was right on that. I didn't understand taking a running back top 12. I didn't understand the linebacker pick either, Campbell, and he's been great.
Yeah. But I think the most important piece for the Lions, Sam Laporta. Because Laporta has been, yes, Jared Goff loves to throw it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Don't get me wrong. But if it's 3rd and 5 and it's late in the game and let's say the Lions are trailing by 3, who's Jared Goff looking to?
Oh, you already know. It's Big Sam, baby.
Exactly my point. So while I gave credit to Jared Goff, I give a little more credit to the pieces around him.
This is valid. See, this is what I wanted to hear before you made that blasphemy statement that Geno Smith was better than Jared Goff. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I knew that. You said that, and I rolled my eyes, and I said, you just wait. You wait.
Now, again, though, we can make the same argument, though, this year about Sam Darnold in Minnesota. Because you guys both know, I had said going into the year, there's a chance Minnesota could be this good because of their weapons offensively. Their defense under Brian Flores has been better than I thought. This is a big game for me for Minnesota. You got an offensive coach I really like in Kevin O'Connell coming off a bye with a Lions team coming off a very emotional win, their first division game of the year. I think it's going to be, Jalen, you know, these two teams always play close games.
Always. Even last year I believe they played for the division, or for the Lions to clinch at least. And I was biting my nails all the way down to the final kneel down. So it's going to be a dogfight, and I'm here for it. Screw the Browns game. That's not even going to be close to my television because they got the 1:00 window. So sorry, Deshaun, I'm not in the mood to watch you underthrow. I'm gonna go watch my Lions, and
I know that Jalen's obviously got the Lions in this game. Josh, who do you have?
I gotta go with the Lions also. I think they're gonna bottle the emotion, and I like as much as I love Minnesota's weapons, I like Detroit's 2-headed running backs monster a little bit more.
So, this to me is the hardest game to call of the weekend. I think it could go either way, but I think the Lions, they're obviously emotional. Minnesota is coming off a bye, and I want to see the impact of no Aidan Hutchinson for this week on that Detroit team. Jalen, I'm sorry. I know we go head-to-head in picks every week. You did go undefeated this week, so congratulations, my friend. I think Minnesota wins. I think it's by a field goal. Detroit may cover here. It's about a 2.5 point spread. But I think Minnesota at home. I think you guys will get them when you play again in Detroit. I'll take the Vikings home here.
So, Jalen, let me ask you a question. As a general NFL fan, I get you're a Lions fan, but let me just ask you this. You look at the wide receiver matchup. Who do you think's going to have the bigger game? Justin Jefferson or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Dang, you put me in a tough spot here because, oh man, see, if Hutch was on the field, that's the question. If Hutch is there, it's a different ball game.
I agree with that 100%.
Oh man, I think just because the gap is going to be JJ, but I think we have enough grit to win to sum up. We got the 2-headed monster to pull it out. But yeah, I think Justin Jefferson might have the bigger game.
Okay, so you're taking JJ over Amon-Ra. Okay, how about Jordan Addison or Jameson Williams?
See, I'm gonna go Jameson Williams here, and I think if you want me to be honest, the only way we pull this out is because I think we're going to be able to run the football, and I think that's a big thing. I think it's going to be a very run-heavy game, but I also think Jared Goff needs to play precise, right? Like, he doesn't need to, like, throw the ball 40, 50 yards downfield. You get what I'm saying? He needs to just pick his moment and strike then. But I think this is going to be a very run-heavy game for us. I would love to see how the defense adjusts. I think, honestly, if you want me to be honest, I think Sam Laporta might have a massive game. You want to talk about that?
Okay.
That because of that reason, I don't think we need Goff going 40, 50 yards downfield. Just little out routes, little slants, 10 yards, 20 yards. And I think that's going to be all Laporta, because they're watching Ahmad. Like, Ahmad might not even – it's going to be tough for Ahmad, which I will be wearing my all-black Ahmad St. Brown jersey. But it's going to be a dogfight. And honestly, I think we pull it out by the skin of our teeth, maybe by a field goal, maybe.